Isn't it funny how they thought they could break someone who's already survived the worst? They believed they could push you over the edge and use your past against you, but they were wrong. Those broken pieces made you stronger. They saw your scars as weaknesses, but those scars are proof of your strength and survival. They wanted to make you fall, but they didn't understand that the pain you faced has made you unshakable. Their games and words only showed their own weakness, not yours. They didn't realize every wound and setback made you stronger. You rebuilt yourself after each fall, gaining wisdom and resilience. You weren't fooled by their actions. You saw through them from the start and let them believe they had control. They thought they were breaking you down, but you were just watching and waiting. They believed they could handle someone who had faced darkness, not knowing you had already turned it into strength. Whatever they thought they found, you had already overcome. You had already been through the fire, and there was nothing left for them to destroy. They tried to use your past against you, hoping to make you feel small and broken, but instead they faced someone who had survived the worst and stood tall. They thought they could trigger your fears, but they only showed their own emptiness. Every attempt made you stronger, and they know true strength comes from surviving and rising above. They couldn't break you, and that realization haunts them. That realization is something they can't escape. They've learned they can't break someone who's already been through hell and back. You've shown them that the strongest people are those who face the hardest battles and keep going. You taught them the difference between being broken and being beyond repair. You may have scars, but you're far from broken. Now they know they were never the threat they thought they were, and they never had the power they believed they had. They expected someone fragile, but found someone shaped by adversity and resilience. You showed them that real strength comes from surviving life's storms, not living a perfect life. Their attempts to control and hurt you were met with a resolve they couldn't understand. They thought they'd leave you in ruins, but it was they who were exposed, undone by their own insecurities. Now they're haunted by the truth. They never had control, and their power was just an illusion that fell apart when you saw through it. They underestimated you, thinking your past made you weak, but your past made you stronger, proving you could survive anything. They tried to make you feel small and doubtful, but they ended up doubting themselves. They played themselves while trying to play you. They're left to question why they tried to tear down someone so resilient. As they wrestle with that reality, they wonder what makes you so unbreakable and strong. And you've walked away stronger, wiser, and unbothered, leaving them behind to face their own reflection. You didn't need to fight or stoop to their level. You stood tall, watched and waited. In that silence, they saw the truth of their emptiness. You taught them a lasting lesson. True strength isn't in control or manipulation, but in surviving and standing strong. Here's to you, the one too strong to break, too wise for their tricks. You found strength within, resilience they'll never understand, and the quiet power of a soul that's been through fire and emerged whole. They thought they could bring you down, but you rose above. Now they're left with the echoes of their own failures. Maybe they'll remember this lesson. Maybe they'll think twice before trying to break someone else. Or maybe they won't, and will keep playing their games. But they'll always remember you, the one they couldn't break, who walked away stronger than ever. In the end, they're burdened by their own actions, haunted by what they lost when they tried to bring you down. They remember the one who saw through it all, stood firm, and showed true strength. As they move forward, they carry a lesson they never wanted but can't forget. Because you were unbreakable, unstoppable, and far beyond their expectations. Every step reminds them of their failure, a consequence they didn't foresee. They thought they could move on without regret, but life makes them face the truth. Every new connection reminds them of the one who didn't crumble. They rethink conversations and choices, realizing too late they overlooked your strength. They'll convince themselves it's better this way, that they're free from the challenge. But deep down, they know they lost more than a person. They lost the chance to grow. You showed them who they were, and instead of changing, they broke the mirror. Now they're left with shattered pieces of who they could have been. Others are now wiser and more cautious because you exposed the truth. The world is more alert, less easy to deceive. They tried to break you, but they only revealed their own weakness to everyone. As they sense this new reality, they'll find their old games no longer work. The truth is out, and it won't be forgotten. The power they sought is now yours, handed over when they underestimated you. They tried to make your past a prison, but you turned it into a fortress. They wanted to make you small, but you rose higher than they could reach. Now, while they stand alone with the wreckage of their choices, you walk forward, strong, untouched, and free. They'll be haunted by what they lost and the weight of their own neglect. They'll remember the one who walked away with his head held high, emotions intact, and strength unbroken. It wasn't their games that shaped the aftermath. It was your resilience and authenticity. You've left them with a legacy of strength they can't match and connections they'll never understand. You've left them with a legacy of strength they can't match and connections they'll never understand. The silence they now face is filled with the absence of your presence and the strength they missed. They wanted power and control, but the tables have turned. They're left with nothing but the echo of the one who got away. They're haunted by what they lost and what they'll never become. Meanwhile, you've moved on, leaving them to face the truth that they were the ones who lost, not you.